So I got a question for you. How many of you are those people that you have to take a picture or video anytime you do something cool or fun? Like maybe your family goes to the lake for the day, and so you have to make sure that you just get just the right picture of you sitting on the boat with the sun shining, the lake's in the background, there's jet skis flying past you, and you get that right picture so you can share it with all of your friends on Instagram. You're just out here, you're just like, I'm just living my best life. It's no big deal, right? Or maybe you and your friends, you're hanging out, and so you're like, hey, we have to make sure we post a TikTok so people can see that we were hanging out, and who knows, maybe it'll end up going viral. Most of us have done that, right? We want people to see that we have really cool lives. Now, honestly, I'm actually not very good at taking pictures when I'm out doing things, but I know that in the past, I've had some of those moments. I'm a huge soccer fan, and a few years ago, I was at a US national soccer game. And the whole game, I was focused on getting a video of the US scoring a goal. I wanted to be able to catch a goal and then to be able to show it to everybody. I wanted to get that perfect shot of the goal so that I could show everyone, and it could be like, man, that's awesome that you caught that shot. I know it's kind of crazy, but it can be really easy for all of us to do this. We love to share about the cool things that we're doing, even when we do things to care for other people. We want to share those moments as well, because we think it's gonna change how people think about us, right? So for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about how Jesus lived so we can follow him better. And guess what? Jesus actually was faced with this same situation. Now, Jesus wasn't trying to get recognition, but some of his disciples were while they were serving with him. And so we're gonna look in the book of Matthew. We're gonna look at this interaction between Jesus and two of his disciples. And these two disciples, they were actually brothers, and they were James and John. So check it out in Matthew chapter 20. And it says this in Matthew 20, verses 20 to 28. Then the mother of James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Jesus with her sons, and she knelt respectfully to ask a favor. What is your request, he asked. She replied, in your kingdom, please let my two sons sit in places of honor next to you, one on your right and the other on your left. Now, hold on a second, because here are these guys who've been spending time with Jesus, and they're some of his closest friends and followers, and here comes their mom, and she's doing what a lot of moms would do, right? She's just trying to make sure that her boys are gonna be taken care of when they're gonna have, and that they're gonna have a great spot in Jesus' kingdom. And she recognized and believed that Jesus would one day set up a kingdom. And she wanted to make sure that her boys, and that they were gonna be all good. And so let's keep reading. It says this, but Jesus answered by saying to them, you don't know what you are asking. Are you able to drink from the bitter cup of suffering I am about to drink? Oh yes, they replied, we are able. And Jesus told them, you will indeed drink from my bitter cup, but I have no right to say who will sit on my right or on my left. My Father has prepared those places for the ones he has chosen. And when the 10 other disciples heard what James and John had asked, they were indignant, right? Crazy. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, if I was the other disciples, I would have been pretty indignant as well. And maybe you're like, well, that sounds right, but I'm not really sure what indignant means. So indignant really just means angry or annoyed. And I'd be really annoyed, like, yo, James and John, tell your mom to back up. Trying to move your way and to become Jesus's right-hand dudes? What about us? And it really looks like they were really just concerned with what they could gain from following Jesus. And so let's keep reading. It says, but Jesus called them together and said, you know that the rulers in this world lord it over their people, and officials flaunt their authority over those under them. But among you, it will be different. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first among you must become your slave. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others and to give his life as a ransom for many. Jesus is like, guys, you're missing it. That's not what's most important. Jesus came to serve, and we need to serve others. Jesus calls out something important to all of the disciples. He's talking to them about serving and about leadership. He's reminding them to serve people. Don't just use them. Jesus says that that's what's important. It's not about your status. When we follow Jesus' example, we can see that Jesus served others all the time. He was constantly loving and caring for the people that society, that they looked down on. He didn't do that to gain anything. He wasn't like, okay, guys, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna heal this blind guy, but I'm gonna need you to kind of spread out and you need to get ready to take some good pictures of me doing it so we can catch the perfect angle of it happening. No, Jesus just served people because he truly loved and cared for them. Guess what? We all have the opportunity to serve others. in our communities, in our schools, in your homes, and even here at LCBC. But not to think of something that's for us. It's not for our gain. It's for those that we're serving. Imagine, what would it look like for you to see a need in your community and then help be a part of the solution? How can you jump in and serve them? Again, not for your gain, but just to simply show that you care. Not for the gram, but for the good of others. Think about it. What's something that you love doing? Can you serve in that way? If you're a follower of Jesus, it's something that you're called to do. As followers of Christ, we should serve people the way that Jesus did. And for some of you, you might want to start with serving right here at LCBC. Maybe you love making people feel welcome, or you love working with kids, or you love tech. There are so many ways that you can start serving today. But some of you are ready to get out into your communities and to serve others, not just to use them to make you look good and to get more likes on Instagram or to go viral on TikTok, but to actually make a difference. So, where are you going to start serving? Is it here at LCBC? Where can you make an impact in your community or at your school or on your team? Maybe you need to start serving at home. Whatever it may be, guys, what can you start doing today to start serving people?